It was here in the 12th century that a Celtic scholar wrote a manifesto against the hated English, the occupiers of Britain.
It's rare that you can pinpoint the exact time and place in which a myth gets created or reshaped by a great storyteller. But in this case, we can. This, believe it or not, is the most important place in the creation of the myths of King Arthur. Just come and have a look at this. Isn't that brilliant? This is all that's left of the 12th century abbey on Osney Island outside Oxford. It was here in 1129 that a young Welsh cleric became the most influential, the most brilliant and the most imaginative creator of the Arthur myth. His name, Geoffrey of Monmouth. It was right on this spot that Geoffrey created an imaginary history of the Celts, as the Celts might have dreamed their history could be. Here, for the first time, are Merlin and Guinevere, and the wicked Mordred, the betrayer of Arthur. Here's the prototypes of Excalibur and Camelot and Avalon, and at the centre of it, Arthur himself, the once and future king. But when you think of Geoffrey's Arthur, don't think history, think storytelling. This is a kind of dazzling medieval infotainment, in comparison with which mere historical fact is simply boring.
Now Uther Pendragon was Lord of Britain. He held a great feast, and among those present was Gorlois, Duke of Cornwall, with his wife, Igerna, the greatest beauty in all Britain. When the king cast his eyes on her, he fell madly in love. Her husband, discovering this, retired angrily from the court. He put his wife into the castle of Tintagel by the seashore, a place of the greatest safety. Then King Uther said to the wizard Merlin, "My passion for Igerna is such that if I do not possess her, I will go mad with desire." And Merlin said, "I have a magic potion that will make you appear the exact likeness of her husband, and you can go to her." The king drank the potion, and he went to Tintagel, and he was let in. And the king stayed all night in Igerna's arms, and he made passionate love to her, for she was deceived by Merlin's magic. And that was the night Arthur was conceived.
Geoffrey was writing at a time when the Celtic Britons were in revolt against the kings of England. They needed a hero. And here at the fortress of Tintagel in Cornwall, Geoffrey heard folk tales about a Celtic warrior called Arthur, who would one day return and defeat the English oppressors.
We know that Geoffrey was writing in the 1130s, picking up various stories around the country, and that he was somehow induced to visit Tintagel. And his description, when we get on to the question of Arthur's conception by trickery, makes it perfectly clear that he was here. All we're told is Arthur's conceived here. The assumption is he's born here. After that, one has to say, in the history of the